Hey, Mike, thanks for sitting down with me. I wanted to talk to you about the About Me strategy that you love.
Yeah, so this is a strategy that I like because it's something that people can do on their own. In fact, it's something we probably wouldn't help them with, but we're going to tell them how they can create a valuable piece of content um, on their employer's website that will probably rank really well and outrank a lot of negative stuff.
Yeah, so why do it?
Well, because it'll rank well in Google is the goal for doing it. And basically what it is let's just say you're an accountant and you work for a large accounting firm. They've got, 150 accountants. What you would do is you would go to your employer and you would ask them and say, "Hey, look, why don't we do profile pages on all the employees and post it up on the website?" Just so that, outside vendors and business contacts can find out more about us and we can connect with them.
Yeah, it's kind of like a company directory.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
The cool thing about it is that if an employer agrees with you, since a lot of employer websites are going to be very strong and it probably, the company's been around for 10 years or more, got a lot of backlinks to it, probably high domain authority. So, if you're an accountant at this company and you can get a page just dedicated to you on that website, it's going to rank really well. And if you've got like negative stuff like an arrest or, bankruptcy or something, it's probably going to outrank the negative stuff and push it down.
Okay. So I guess who's it best for? Kind of these professionals and anyone or
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think, an employer with 10,000 employees, General Electric is probably not going to go and create a page for every single one of their employees, but it never hurts to ask.
they should?
They should, and certainly for the higher ranking, mid-level managers and up, they might be more receptive to it. I think it's best suited accounting firms, like we mentioned, law firms would be good, and even like dentists, chiropractors who have their own business, and maybe their homepage is already ranking for when you Google them. They should create an in-depth, bio on an About Me page, and then they can get a double listing, and both
Exactly.
pages will rank at Google.
I love seeing that. Or if you really have a lot built out, you can have it all expanded where they have the different tabs below the homepage, which is always really
Exactly.
nice to see. Takes up a lot of real estate space and makes you look more professional, look a big deal. Um, so once you have this new company profile about me page on your site, what's the best way to optimize it? How should I write it? How long should it be? What do I talk about?
Yeah, all great questions. Well, first of all, I should write everything in the third person because your name is going to be your keyword. That's going to need to be in there multiple times. That keyword, which is your name, should appear in the SEO title of the page. It should appear in the H1 tag, which is the main heading of the page. You should have an image, preferably a unique image that you've never used anywhere else. You should be smiling and should be well lit and look professional. You can optimize the image with an alt tag, but you can Google that and find out more about it. And then length is probably the most important thing. It should be, I always recommend at least 1,000 words. And so to your point, like, what do you write about? Well, you can sort of create a questionnaire for yourself, like how did Tim Johnson get started in business? Where did Tim Johnson go to school? Uh, what is Tim Johnson's family life like? What's Tim Johnson's biggest moment at this firm?
Mm.
And you can ask and answer your own questions and don't do it with just like a one word or one sentence. Like build it out. Try to write 50 or 100 words on every single question. Before you know it, 10 questions, you got 1,000 words. You've got a beautiful post and it's ranking when you Google your name.
Mike is the best writer I know, and he has a great team. I am a terrible writer, and I would struggle to write 1,000 words about myself. And I've had a big, long, uh, very ADHD career, and I would struggle. So I imagine a lot of people like me would be struggling with that. And if you're like me, Mike, or someone professional who knows how to write is the way to go.
Yeah, and for advice, I own this site, Inspiry, suppressionstrategies.com. And this is what we do there. I mean, we have interviews with entrepreneurs and executives. So if you want to visit that site, you can pretty much look at any interview there to get an idea for questions and how to build out, good, informative, lengthy answers that help people and that are fun and educate them about who you are.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Look at other people's interviews and kind of gather like, oh, that's a fun way to phrase this. I'll check that paragraph out. Don't copy and paste. It'll kill your ranking. But yeah, get inspiration from other people. Uninspiring. I like that.
Yeah, well, you mentioned something which is really important. Don't copy and paste. The content has to be unique. I would not recommend using AI to generate this content.
No.
I would do it yourself.
Google's getting good about picking up on AI these days.
Yep. Yep. Make sure it's, something, if you're on other interview sites, make sure that you're not like asking the exact same questions or that you're using a majority of the same words. Make it unique. You can even have it be focused more on your early career life versus maybe your main career that you've talked about on other sites, or talk about some of your hobbies when you're not at work and get into that a little bit more. So just find a way to make the content unique so that Google can differentiate it. And like I said, I mean, most employer websites are strong. So just by putting this page up, you're going to be amazed at how well it'll rank.
Yeah. All right. Is anything else you think?
No, I think that's it. Again, it's something that, employees, executives, you can do it yourself. It can be a big ask, I know, to go to your employer and say, hey, would you make a page about me on your website? But if you have an online reputation issue, or if you just want to, create more content about yourself online so you look good, the worst they can say is no.
It'll be good for the employer too. It'll help with your SEO ranking. And let's say you get a call from Joe Schmo and you're like, oh, who's this guy again? You can kind of go online, look at his picture, and like, oh, he looks like a nice guy. Oh, he skis too. Kind of helps you build a relationship with your salesman or project manager or whoever it is.
Yeah, and if you really want to optimize it, and we're kind of going above and beyond here, but yeah, you could even make a video, sit down, record yourself making a 60, 90-second video, introduce yourself, talk about your experience, maybe some challenges, maybe some advice.
Yeah, I like that.
Doesn't need to be too fancy, and then just produce that video. Now you've got a YouTube video, and then you can embed that in the post to make it even more personal.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for joining me, Mike.
Thanks, Matt.